All right, let's get another question in here before you cause someone to have an accident or something. Jim, this next one was sent to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com from Doug Matthews in Dacula, Georgia. Is that how you pronounce that?
Dacula.
Dacula. Spelled like Dracula without the R, so I thought Dacula.
It is.
It's hard to believe that it has been 20 years already since we lost Pee Wee Anderson.
Huh.
He definitely was a part of my childhood and one of my favorite refs. I know Jim has shared Pee Wee stories before, but they never get old. Can he share one of his favorites?
Oh, God. Well, I'm afraid I've told them all before, and it will bore some of the longer time listeners, but Pee Wee Anderson, I met him when we went to Mid-South, and he was friends with Arn Anderson, and he had wrestled some. That's why little Pee Wee was a shooter. Even Watts' referees were shooters. But he had wrestled some in school, and so he was a bit of an amateur. But he was, 5'4", 125 pounds or what. He was smaller than Brian Hildebrand. But he was a salty little bastard, and it made the boys look bigger, and he got to be a really good referee. And he went from Mid-South, and he was in the business for several years in a variety of places. And then, unfortunately, all the territories closed up, and I don't know exactly. Did he got the job in WCW, but he was out of the business maybe for a year or two when the territories closed up. And then he got the spot in WCW, and he was there for quite a while. But anyway, great guy. And another guy that got, like Brian Hildebrand, he got cancer and died at a ridiculously early age. And that just seems so coincidental. But Pee Wee was the guy that, Dog made him his chauffeur and gopher and companion and compatriot. And sometimes, because Pee Wee was a little less high profile than Dog was in public, that Pee Wee could go out and get a few things done that Dog wanted him to do. And they spent a lot of time together, and it was a great spot. Dog's making thousands of dollars a week in Mid-South 40 years ago, and all Pee Wee has to do is, drive his car, his Rolls Royce around. Or no, he didn't have the Rolls Royce. He had the Mercedes. Watts had the Rolls Royce. But all he had to do was drive his car around and take care of Dog, and Dog paid for everything. So that was a good spot. But he was a good referee, didn't mind taking bumps, and, was great to be around in the locker room. And the most famous story was that time he went to that bar in Alexandria with Dr. Death and Hercules Hernandez. One would think one would be safe with that, crowd accompanying you, but Doc and Herc get into a fight, and everybody couldn't wait to tell the story the next day. I think it was at TV or wherever we were at, where basically Dr. Death and Hercules had decided, okay, we're going to beat up the whole bar, even the people that weren't fucking with us. And while they're beating people up and throwing people through the air, Pee Wee got up on the top of the bar, standing up on the bar, stripped his fucking shirt off, and starts doing the Hulk Hogan fucking pose on the bar while Doc and Herc are destroying everybody. And after that, all the boys wanted to see him do the fucking pose. But anyway, but yeah, Pee Wee was a lot of fun. Just a great guy, and had, a great demeanor for the wrestling business. He was like, I don't care as long as I get my check. Here we go. So I can't think of a stunning story right now that we haven't related before, but Pee Wee was a nice guy.